So thank you for those who have managed to join. And my name is David Muya, and we are going to start this webinar straight away. But before we go on, I want to call your attention to the Q&A section. If you have a Q&A or other question or an issue or a level of introduction, if you want to say something, kindly make use of the Q&A. We have disabled the video from your side, and also we have also disabled the audio so that we don't get interference. Because already I can see from my end, the number of people who have signed in are more than, they are getting to 500. So you can imagine if all the 500 are connected in the video, then the internet will really go down. So the specification and the requirement is that the more the people, then the lesser the bandwidth we need to utilize, because we need also to allow the other people from around the world to use the same bandwidth. So we don't want to take the whole bandwidth to ourselves. So I hope you understand, and that's why we have not given you maybe authority or permission to engage us through video and audio. Meanwhile, we have this other section, the Q&A section, and even the chat section. You can as well text and say something, and we'll be able to respond to it immediately, even the questions when you speak about it. The next thing I also want to say is that at the end of the session, we will send you, all the people who have managed to participate, we'll send you a form to fill, because we want you to take a register, because that register is going to be used for those who are, remember we are having people on board, the people from Ministry of Education are here, specialists from Teachers Service Commission are also joining us. So every other person wants to know who is attending and who is missing. Because at the end of the day, remember we are saying this one will give us like 80% of the attendance. I'll repeat this along the way. So thank you so much for joining. And I am in the studio while my colleague Edward Misava is also on standby. As soon as he's ready, Edward, can you just say hello so that we hear you?
Yes, I want to welcome the teachers to this session. I know we are having challenges, especially in terms of our education, but I know that we will be able to go over it. And our session here is just to help you to also be able to find out or think of other ways in which we are able to engage with our students. So welcome to today's session. I'll be able to co-present with you. Thank you.
Great. So today we want to talk about remote teaching. And why do we talk about remote teaching? Because apparently we've had a lot of challenges within of course, the situation we are in today requires that teachers become a bit more specialized. They need to get these skills because as you are all aware that we are already having a situation, and the situation we are having requires that it is important that teachers become more efficient and more effective in teaching and supporting learners remotely. I know there's a lot that has been done already in the field. The ministry is doing quite a great job through the KICD by providing resources. And there are other partners we have seen. The publishers are waking up. Every other person, the people in the book industry, people in the education material content development industry, they are really doing a much great by providing platforms for learners to learn. But we are worried that there are people missing out completely. This is the teacher. Remember, technology cannot replace the teacher at all. Technology cannot replace the teacher. So that is why we were called upon by even partners to really come in and say, what can we do about this? What can we really be able to help? Then probably, and there are also teachers who have always inquired, they have always come forth and made a lot of requests that they wanted to support, but they don't know how to support the situation. So, or they don't have the skills on what to do. So what can we do to help them? So we want to have this series of webinars to be able to support you in terms of getting the skills for designing, creating engaging, effective online learning experiences for the learners, as well as you being able to really add value to whatever thing which is going around, especially in terms of them being provided by some learning resources, as we have seen, in whatever format, because we have seen them being given, they're being given access to videos, access to online material, to PDFs and all this. And you as teachers, you have also managed to give them a lot in terms of sending them PDFs and Word document home to do something about. But is it really enough? What is the gap which is really missing out? Definitely the gap of the teacher. So from the foundation models of remote learning or educational learning or online learning, all the way to the instructional design, maybe to storyboarding, screencasting, we want to have to be able to make you enhance your teaching career with the e-learning and instruction design and online teaching as something that you really need to do. I want to mention that the content we are giving is, for now, is level independent. It means every teacher, so long as you're a teacher, whatever level, it doesn't matter, from TVET all the way to K, which is kindergarten, we are going to ensure we give you the best skills possible. Then later in the webinar, we are going now to take and to sieve on a one-to-one, because we have already seen the list of teachers. There are those who are capable of handling secondary, there are those who are handling primary, and there are those handling the pre-primary. So we are going to have a session with each and every team. Today I can see they are almost, the list is getting almost to 1,200 online. And thank you so much. We are even seeing people from Uganda. Oh, okay, Rwanda is here, and colleagues from Tanzania. So it means that this is going to really help a lot of us. Good. So what is online education? I think it's a form of education which is delivered and administered using the internet. I think that is very clear, and we are not going to really do a lot of definition around that. Then what makes it different? That is what we want to know. Is it being delivered through internet via WhatsApp, or is it being delivered via what kind of platform? All these things we want to be able to see. But I want us to know that there are different models of learning. Let me pick it from there. First, we have what we know much, which is a face-to-face learning. I can turn off my video just in case to save the internet, or if you need it, then it will be there. So you're saying there's face-to-face model of learning. There is also web-facilitated learning model, and then there's a blended learning. This is a hybrid of both face-to-face and a little bit of web-facilitated. And I know many of you have managed to do this in the past, where you have been giving students some work, or after teaching them, you refer them to go online, maybe to do their research and do that. That is more of blended learning. But at this particular moment, we are not capable, we are not able to get them. We are not capable of getting them to really do the hybrid, the one we are talking about here, this blended model. So it is now entirely, what we are saying is now entirely online, meaning there is no other session, we have to go, everything will be done online. So why do you think online is good? We are saying it is very convenient, it's very flexible, then it really gives very many options for the learners to take through. And then you also, without knowing, you end up developing the technical skills of the learner, as well as the teacher themselves. You start knowing things you didn't know before. You start knowing some tools that you've never ever used. So this is one thing that you really need to think about. And then the cost is, of course, very low, because it is just the bandwidth, and the convenience is also something we need to talk about. I think being a foundational course, Edward, don't feel shy to get in, to give insight here and there. Bernard from Uganda, wow, is here. Thank you, welcome Bernard. We are very happy to have you on board. There's also some cons, or people who argue that online teaching has got disadvantages. Some of them is, of course, the lack of face-to-face communication. Then there is high need of self-discipline, especially on the part of the learner and even the teacher. And then remember, people think it is easier, but the working online, it's even harder, because the teacher is now more accountable. You know, you can go to a classroom and you just think about what you want to teach them. And you just say, hi guys, what do you think I can teach you today? And you move on, and nobody will account for that. But online, we want to see what you really taught yesterday. What are some of the assessments? What are the feedback? What feedback have you been able to give your learners and stuff like that? So it's very, very important that self-discipline becomes very key when it comes to online teaching and learning. It's something we want to move quickly to take you through. So you may be wondering, now that we are being told, now from on we want to start learning how to teach online. What are some of the resources do I need? Of course, digital access is very important. You may want to have a digital device, like a computer or a mobile phone. Some of us have mobile phones, of course, most of us, which are very smart. Benjamin from Baringo, I'm enjoying the session. Welcome, Benjamin from Baringo, all the way from Baringo. Thank you so much. Then, of course, you need internet connection. And then you need various, maybe things like microphone, webcam. That is when you need to do some bit of face-to-face or live session, which will take you through. Then, of course, there are some softwares that are very important. You can also think about, in case you want to do video and create a video and share with the learners, what do you need to do? There are some softwares. How do you get to create a very engaging video? Remember, I want to say something about videos. Videos of learning, education video are very different from wedding videos. You know, wedding and funeral videos, you take everything for 30 minutes. One scene can even take 5 to 10 hours. You're just watching because you don't want to miss out that particular part where the groom is kissing the bride. But now for learning, it's so different, and therefore teachers have to really be very keen. Omweri from Eldoret, welcome on board. Then, of course, we also have this other element of the platform. Where are we going to deliver the online teaching? Is it through WhatsApp, or is it through Facebook? Is it through the social media network? This is dangerous, and you may not be able to get much through it. Thank you, Simon from Kitui. This is a great eye-opener. Thank you. Welcome on board, Simon. You have always been great, Simon, and thank you so much for being part of this. I'm happy, guys. Over 1,000 teachers are attending this. And remember, this platform can take up to 10,000 teachers. We have managed, we have put it, we have customized it, and of course, this is the beauty of Microsoft Teams. It can take up to 10,000 teachers at a go. So feel welcome, feel very, very flexible at home. Correct. Let us see the next thing. So we have talked about the resources that you may need.
The screen.
Yes. Oh, the screen. Yeah, it's a bit small. Sorry. Thank you so much, Edward, for that. But the audio, how about that?
Yeah,
Skills, not bad. But I will try to read as well as highlighting so that I go with you. So what are some of the skills? Yes.
Comment, David.
Yes.
Yeah.
Edward, yes.
In terms of the more work for the instructor, it's important to note online teaching, just as the face-to-face teaching, requires a lot of planning. So there is a lot of planning, and here you are even integrating technology with it. So there is quite a lot of planning that is expected. So it's not just a matter of we will push PDFs to the students and that is it. No, we should not do what higher education has really been doing. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Edward. Thank you so much for that. As Edward has just mentioned, there's a lot of mistakes that are being done at the university. The higher education people are really doing a lot of injustice to online teaching. They call it distance learning, others are calling it online teaching, but you can look at it, sincerely speaking, it is really wrongly and professionally being handled by people whom we believe should be very professional, because they are busy dumping content to learners. That dumping is not good. It means we need specific skills for teaching online. One of them is instructional design skills, which again, it may look so wide. We are going to try and help you. Organizational skills, as Edward has said, there's a lot that goes into online teaching, and it should not just be taken like just a joke and just picking some few PDFs or documents and videos and throwing to the learner, dumping and say, hey, there, you must do it. John in Nairobi, welcome so much. So that is what we want to look at. What is this really online teaching? And we don't want a situation where people who are not teachers are engaging, because at the moment we are seeing people who are not teachers are the ones really campaigning. You find content creators, they are not teachers. They're the ones sending this material to the learners. They don't even know, if you ask them whether learning has taken place, they may not even be able to tell you. But as teachers, we are missing out. Why should we miss out? This is our role. This is our area. This is what we were created to do, to teach and to enhance learning. So let us take it up upon ourselves and help every other people in the industry. Let us help the publishers. Let us help the ministry, the KICD. Let us help these people who are creating content and giving to the learners. Let us help them. And even the media. You can find even media, they are really struggling to be able to teach learners. But where is the teacher? The teacher may not be there because the teacher needs to give guidance. So another skill, of course, you need to have digital literacy. But remember, you don't need to be an expert. People think you have to be a very good person in technology for you to be able to run an online teaching. It is not necessary. And I want you to get that very clear. You don't need to really be an expert. If you're an expert, that's very good. But if you're not, then it's not really a big necessity, definitely. But there's a skill which is worth going. So I've said online communication skills, very important. Yes, Kamau from Kajiado, welcome.
David, I have one comment.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, in terms of preparing you to teach online, it will takes about 6 to almost 1 year to effectively be able to teach online. So it's a process, and that's why we say that these webinars will be like a starting us off, so that on the process of learning how we can do it, so that it's not just wake up one morning and like I want to teach online. And remember, if you've been a very bad teacher face-to-face, you will be the worst teacher when it comes to online. Thank you.
Yeah. Edward, you're making it look so bad that if you have been a bad teacher face-to-face, you will end up, you can as well become a very bad teacher online. And that's what we are saying. The teaching skill must never disappear. Remember, technology will never replace a teacher, no matter how much everybody is trying. You have seen the way content is being sent all over and people are announcing. You can see the very many platforms you are. And people are really giving out codes. Come, learn this, tell kids to come. But where is the teacher? Without the teacher, technology is so useless. So kindly ensure the teacher is not jumped or that the teacher is not left out. And even the teachers, let us not sleep. That's why we said, let us have these webinars so that we start engaging learners. And then we can compare and you see which one, which kind of format is good. Is it technology with the teacher or technology without the teacher? Which one is more successful? That's one thing we need to do. And we are needed, we are called upon, especially during this particular time and of need. The teacher is needed. I don't know, the government is talking about the youth, and I know some of the youth are the teachers. What are we doing as teachers? Can we help the children? Because remember, once the country has recovered, I don't know how much damage it will have been done to the children. We are not looking at the economy only, but look at the learning. Where are our children? Some of them are in our houses. What kind of damage do you think will have taken place at the end of the pandemic? And what can we do as teachers? Let us rise. Let us rise up as teachers and make part of this. So that's what we are saying. You may experience some technical issues, but we are always here to support, and we'll always be around. That's why I say I want to open this. Edward, your sound is not very clear. Somebody's saying, so work on it, because maybe you need to change your position. Because Edward is talking all the way. You're talking all the way from very far abroad. Okay. Know how to research issues. Know who you can ask and create a collaborative environment. That's why we are here as teachers. We want to know, after this, we want to have a collaborative environment, whichever platform you'll be able to be in. ensure we have this collaborative so that we assist one another. We want to see what can we do to help one another, because it is very important that we really come up to help one another during, especially with technical issues, because not everybody is good in tech. Then the aspect of incorporating technology comes in very, very importantly. Tumaini from Mombasa, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So you're saying, in terms of incorporating technology, I think those of us who have worked, and I know there's a big team here from the ICT champions. Kavana, welcome. The team of whom we are calling ICT champions, when they started teaching fellow teachers on ICT integration, we were more focused on incorporating technology, and we are looking at the model, which is called TPAC model. And I know everybody, a lot of us have heard of TPAC model. But I think so far we have said, no, we are now leaving the TPAC model. We are going to the next level of the modeling. And there's another model we are talking about, which is called SA, the SAMR model, SAMR model. And you can see it's an acronym for substitution, and then modification, redefinition, and then augmentation model. So how does it happen? And this is what is guiding. This is what should guide when you are dealing with online teaching. I know to some of you who are studying in masters, doing their PhD, this is an opportunity for you to study this AMR, the SAMR model. Look at what it is all about. It is as much as it is written SAMR, as you can see, but apparently everything begins. The S is usually the one which is low, down here, you can see. It is substitution. At this level, technology is direct, it's just a direct substitute. For example, as we'll be seeing, where do we see this in the classroom and how do we bring it on? Kindly look at this model, and this is the model that really should guide us when we want to do online teaching, because we want to see what is the real role of technology. What are we really going to get from the learner, and what can we be able to do with the technology? Because I've seen so many people doing amazing things. We have been walking around and working with partners. We've also been Kiambu Gertrude, welcome. Right, so you can see, let us see one by one. What is this substitution? What happens when we talk about substitution? This model is very important when we want to do online teaching, because it is a model. Now, in terms of substitution, you can see what it does. That is when you are using technology just to substitute what you are doing. I mean, things which you can even do within your hand, you're giving it to the student. For example, if you're taking notes using tablets or a phone or a laptop, or reading an ebook on a phone or a tablet, you know, there are people who are sending work just to substitute what you've been doing. I think that is also not bad, but it is that lower level, which is okay. You can substitute by sending an ebook. If you want to know how to create an ebook, we can help you even make your notes, the PDF notes, to become ebook, so that it's easy for students to read. They just swap over instead of having to download the PDF readers and stuff like that. We will help you along the way. Kindly take note of anything you want to learn, and we are here to help you. You don't need to be tech about it. Technology is used as a substitute. Are we at that level? Maybe most of us are at that level, where we are telling them to take notes using the phone or the laptop. Probably the augmentation stage, maybe the level of augmentation, part of the model is that now, of course, there's a little bit of substitution, but with a functional change. For example, instead of writing the paper, you can use MS Word or Google Docs, using chat features to have an online discussion. I know some of you are already having online discussions using chat. Like, you just create a Facebook or WhatsApp session and you are talking to your student. Hi guys, and they are contributing and you are teaching. I don't know whether some of you have tried that, and we want to see what does it really mean to do. Okay, right. Modification, now you're using PowerPoint to collaborate on a presentation, or you're uploading speeches to YouTube for peer preview. You can upload even some small video to them on YouTube, and then they look at it, that level, and then they just, maybe they review, for instance. You're using it in a different way. I'll give you a very good example as we go along, don't worry. Then the last part is redefinition. Here you just want these students to do a different thing altogether. You want them to, you give them work, then they record maybe a podcast and return. They record a video and return. Like I've seen this mostly in the lower, the kindergarten student. In the schools that we have supported, and the teachers whom we are supporting, majorly they use a lot of, they've gone to the redefinition stage, where they give the student work to draw. The student are either drawing on paint or drawing on paper, and then probably take snaps and upload. I mean, redefining learning altogether. I mean, it's not the same way we've been doing. I think maybe this is something we need to learn. You people, you are all teachers, and you want to work more, to learn more together. So that is a SAMR model. And this is what we want to use during the learning, the online learning. Today, I think we are just saying we are introducing, we didn't know the number would be this huge. Over 1,000 attending is good, but we have the capacity of 10,000 teachers that who can attend from across the world. But particularly we'll be interested in East Africa. Then let us see who is an online effective teacher. How do you become effective when you're teaching online? One, we say build a rapport, allow learners to get to know you. And this one you can do, especially when you'll be introducing you to some of the platforms very soon. We want you to see how you are creating your profile. How do you define yourself? How do you introduce yourself in those platforms? Because in that is where we are saying you're building a rapport. Because you want the learners to know you, and you also want to know the learners. And it's very important also you set guidelines and expectations. And somebody says they have to be very high. It doesn't matter. Then tracking progress. It's very important you track progress. And this is where now social media platforms fail. I don't know how you can track progress using Facebook. You can't. Or using WhatsApp. Yes, you can be in a group together with the students in WhatsApp, but I don't know whether you can be able to track what the student did yesterday or the other day. Sometimes in WhatsApp, the chats are so many, you can't go back and retrieve. You can't track. So, and the teacher who is teaching online must be able to track learning. If you don't track learning, then you should not even be teaching. Then, of course, you need to use the resources that are readily available. Use the resources. You don't tell them to do what it's not really, they cannot achieve. Just try using, if the phone, try making your learning activities around the things which are available. Maybe more in terms of setting guidelines, you can just look at the minimum technology requirements. Then you have to tell them about digital citizenship. Digital citizenship is about how they're going to talk to each other. How are they going to give information? They are used to liking pictures, liking or disliking, or giving very funny, bullish kind of comment on Instagram and the rest. But now you want them to learn. So you have to teach them what you want in terms of expectation. How should they handle one another's comment? How should they engage with one another? Then you need to tell them about time commitment. Then let them know when do you want to communicate, the kind of communication you want. So minimum technology is one of the requirements you need to do. Anita from Eldoret, welcome on board. Thank you so much. Guys are attending and we are happy. This is just the beginning of so many. So you have to set guidelines and expectation. If you missed from the beginning, the whole thing will be there for you guys to just continue learning more about it. Great. Then, of course, we are talking about more in terms of effectiveness. You have to establish modes of communication. I think, remember to curate content. Don't dump content, curate. Engage learners through Bloom's taxonomy. You remember the Bloom's taxonomy? Remember those levels. Here there's nothing like, you understand? You know, in all classes, if you go around when teachers are teaching, the most common question you'll find is, do you understand? Yes, and then that's the end of the story. Teachers move to the next. But remember, understanding is usually the lower, yeah, the signal is okay. Sorry, somebody's asking whether the signal, okay. Signal is very okay. Maintain an online presence. This is another thing. Students will look for you when you are not there. So remember, if you send them PDFs and throw to them those, you dump all those papers and you are not there online, when they are stuck, how can they get you? Because right now what we are having, students are watching all the content being given, but they don't have the teacher. They have questions, but they can't engage because teachers are not online. Teachers are not there are not present to support them. This is what we want to do. And of course, you need to give feedback. We'll teach you how. I would like to know, Asha from Machako says, I would like to know more about online teaching. Yes, this is what we are doing. And we are going to do practical very soon. Don't worry. More of an effective teacher. We say when it comes to content, kindly be a curator, not a dumper. Remember, this is what is happening already right now as we are talking. Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. In fact, almost all the countries, apart from those people who really know online teaching and online or remote learning, everybody's dumping content to learners. Edward, tell me about your school, your student that was given over 204 sums to do. Are you there, Edward? Or you're taking a break? Okay, no problem. You can imagine giving, like now I know the candidate classes have been given almost like 100 mock papers to do. I'm like, surely, is there learning? And this one has gone all the way up to kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. You give them 150 content. Is learning taking place? Where is the teacher? The teacher in you must now come up. Because the parents are getting stressed, and because the teachers, the people giving this work, they are not serious about online teaching. They don't know, they are not online teachers. They don't know about online teaching and learning. And this is why you come and you say we need to help one another. It's not about dumping content. It's about teaching. Can we help the learners? It's about curating content, not dumping a 50 minutes video. Even you as a big person, you can't watch 30 minutes video just without when it's not engaging and you're learning a new concept like probably motion or mole concept in chemistry, and the teacher is just on one side. It is very hard. So how do we make these things to be as engaging as possible? That's one thing we want to be able to help. Good. Online Learning Hub, know your student technology capabilities and what support is available for them. Kindly ensure you can be able to support them. Thank you so much. We have seen the numbers growing. We are almost getting to 2,000 people online. This is amazing. Guys, thank you so much for coming on board, and we will move very fast so that we give. Now, creating an online classroom, give less of instruction and more of direction. Remember that. Less is more. Instead of giving them how to go to the Google Drive or the OneDrive to get some content, why don't you just tell them, like, this week you will get on, you will log in here and you'll open up this drive or folder and see today's work in there. Because that's what we've been seeing. We have been seeing teachers giving instruction, a lot of instruction, how to open a computer, go to start, go to work. Don't go that way. These people are very good. They can manipulate. They will get to where you will be surprised. They will get to those places. Just give them work and they will be able to do. So when we start this, we'll be doing that. In terms of assessment, we want you to take the formative lens, because summative lens is not it's not recommended for online teaching. Online teaching, there's a lot that you can do with formative lens. Formative lens is the best because at least you are able to focus on whether learning is taking place. So you can do that by one-to-one conversation, give them some surveys, do some rough drafts, and probably have some chat with them to find out where they are. Of course, we'll take you through their quizzes, give them exams, but avoid the summative aspect because it is not very kind when it's online. It's not very good. Good. The instructions that we want to give you now, in terms of online instructions, or rather online learning, we have two types. We have synchronous and asynchronous. The synchronous, and which many people are really thinking and talking about, and they always think probably when you do synchronous, it is about Zoom. I mean, you can hear somebody saying, I want to do some Zoom. It's okay. And is it a purpose? You have to purpose it, of course. Of course, but today I was reading that Zoom has been declared not good, not appropriate for teaching or for students, because there's a lot of there's security issues with it. So probably we'll be left with those which are a bit educational, like MS Teams here, and even probably Google Meet if you have any. But Teams apparently is very, 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 very secure. But we'll take you through. Whichever, we don't want to recommend a tool at this particular level. We want you to be able to make use of as many tools as possible. Whatever is available is what you need to use at this particular time. Then we have the asynchronous. Remember, synchronous is when you are teaching them through live chats, chatting with them, live chats. Maybe I can get my video again just to bring in variety. Then we are talking about synchronous. That is through live chats and video conferencing. And then we have asynchronous. Asynchronous is where resources and activities, learning activities, are given, but then the students are able to complete them at their time, convenient time. They are completing the work at their convenient time. They are doing it at their own time. But of course, you give them deadlines to be able to achieve that and get back. So probably because 13 minutes, I want just to take you through again through this slide of webinar topics, because we want to know. Today we were just at topic number 1, introduction to online teaching, where we just looked at generally what is this online teaching, what are some of the things we can be able to do with online teaching, the two types of online teaching, synchronous and asynchronous, and what is it especially? Is it about dumping content, just putting a lot of PDFs and probably only documents and pushing all videos to learners? Is it about that? Then we are asking what the learning may not be taking place. So that was just to set a basis, a foundation of what we are going to be learning every other session we have. Today it was introduction to teaching online. And then probably in the next session, we want to talk about how to create engaging video for online teaching, because let me put this a bit bigger because it's a bit small for some. Some people are saying the font is a bit small. Now it has come out bigger again. So we are saying how to create engaging video for teaching online. Number 2, we are going to talk about how to develop and provide effective feedback to a remote learner. And remember, those who are doing CBC and those who are in TVET, remember we have something called rubric. And the rubric is important to be used. There are people who don't know how to create rubrics. We are going to ensure, no problem. Learning management platforms. You've heard of very many platforms that are around. There's Google Classroom. We have heard of the Moodle. We have heard of Edmodo. We have heard of all these class dojos. And all these, we are going to give you a sense of learning platforms. We are going to take you through each and every platform that is available outside, and what are the pros and the cons, the limitation of each and every platform, and what can you do with Google Classroom which you cannot do on Edmodo, or what can you do with Edmodo which you cannot do with probably Class Dojo, or what can you do in like for the TVET and colleges, what can you do in some of these other Desired Line, Canvas, or Moodle? How do you manage to work? We will take you through this. And then we are also going to take you through virtual synchronous teaching. How do you prepare for a live session? Whether you're using Zoom, which I've told you Zoom is now not recommended for learning, but it's okay. Whether you're using Zoom for teaching, or you're using Skype for teaching, or you're using Microsoft Teams like this for teaching, which we recommend, and or you're using probably other tools like Google Meet or Hangout, which is part of the G Suite. You are allowed to think. We are going to take you through how to do it, how to plan. We share with you the plan, we share with you the timetable, and how to organize yourself for you to have a virtual synchronous teaching, or what we call that. Is it possible for one to join this live event using mobile phone? Yes, everybody here, almost a big number. I'm looking at the devices that have joined, and almost 100 plus. They are all on mobile. So it is possible for people to join this using mobile phone. Yes, there's a mobile app, Microsoft Teams as an app, but in most cases we recommend that you use. In most cases, we recommend that you just use the mobile. Great. Would you mind sharing the introduction of our teacher to us? No, we will not mind. In fact, immediately after this, we will package this and put it on a YouTube channel and share the link. We will share the link with everybody so that there are those people who missed, they will be able to get. So remember, those are the topics. Let me get you back, the webinar topics that we want you to look forward. So today it was just an introduction. What is online teaching and how and all this is what we want to put in one. Do we want to use videos and all that? The other topics which are coming is sharing and curating files and resources, because we have said teachers are busy dumping content to learners, and this is giving a lot of stress to the parents who are already stressed with the pandemic. There's a lot of stress around, and guys, instead of dumping materials to learners, we want to do, how can we create a platform which is very engaging, and how do we support learners by curating content instead of just throwing content to the learners? How do we curate? This is very important. We are going to teach you about that. Then it's also important, we are going to take you through digital literacy or digital citizenship. How can we be able to enable the learners now that they are all online? We can't hide about it. We can't stop them from getting online from grade 1. In fact, from kindergarten, they are now all online because they're using it to learn, maybe through TV and all that. But the digital citizenship is very important. How can they learn to become very, very responsible users of these online spaces? And this is the work of a teacher. You are not going to get, I've seen people dumping content. They go get links about digital citizenship, they throw in a space, and you think people will be learning. But students want the teachers to talk to them. Then building social emotional intelligence of the young people. Given the stress which is around, we want to see how can we build the social emotional intelligence of these young people. The social emotional learning is very important. This is also one concept we are going to give, so that you know how do you teach them about social and emotional intelligence during this particular season. They need a lot of our support. Guys, the young people need a lot of our support. They are going through stress. The way we are going through stress is the way they are also going through stress. They are so concerned while they are home. Some who are very, they need to learn, they really want to learn. Even the lazy ones now, they are really feeling so bad because they are bored, they want to be taught. Then we'll also want to introduce you to 2D and 3D or virtual reality technologies and how we can use them for teaching online, because these are amazing tools which are there. We are also going to take you through that. And then finally, of course, not really finally, but of course, some of the areas, assessment rubrics, developing effective rubrics and assessment for remote authentic projects. This is very important, because how do you give comment online? You are used probably to saying good, bad. How can you even mark an assignment? Because we are expecting you to be giving quizzes and assignment through the platform that will give you. Then how will you be able to mark those quizzes or assignments? There are those will be auto marked. How do you enable auto marking so that you don't really have to be marking the whole thing. All this will be teaching you. So I think maybe we have a lot to do. Then at the end of the day, we want to see people getting certificates. So we have organized certificates. This was required because we are involving partners like Teachers Service Commission, Ministry of Education, and anybody else who wants to participate in ensuring that teaching continues. Despite the pandemic, teaching is continuing, not just looking at maybe online material, but the real teaching and also learning is continuing. And the teacher, the role of the teacher, how can we do? And we can't work with the teachers without involving the Teachers Service Commission and the authorities, because the content we are giving, they have to be vetted and be seen. So we are expecting that your attendance will be 80%. We are not expecting you to do 100% attendance, because sometimes the network can go down. Sometimes the mobile phone can refuse, like the way some people are really struggling with technology before we logged in. And therefore, we only need 80% of your attendance. Once you get that done, we will give you a certificate of attendance. And the certificates will look almost like this, the way you're seeing. We may change it and make it better. But of course, we want to confirm the identity of the individual. And this one we'll be doing from next week. You will be signing in a form with the information to show that you really participated. Great. I think maybe that is where we are. We wanted to finish by 12:30, although we wrote there 1 p.m. so that from 12:30 we want to give questions and answers time so guys can ask questions. But I think the best is we want to do this in our next session. How do you blend online teaching with video? How can you create your video and all that? Just to put some juice on this, I want you to see some of the, we have teachers, so many teachers there's this form I want to share with you. This form is of the teachers who have signed in to volunteer to teach. Or remember, we have 1,000 online right now, but there are those who have, Edward, are you back? There are these teachers who have confirmed they want to start teaching online. So we are preparing for them learning platform. You can see secondary school teachers. If I can zoom this, make it even bigger. Let me try to zoom it for you to be able to see. So you can see we are having almost 126 teachers from the secondary schools who are ready to teach online. We have from grade 1 to 4, 38 teachers. And then we have class 5 to 8, 112 teachers. Then the pre-primary, there are 7. I think there are very few in the pre-primary. I don't know why we are not having teachers who are teaching pre-primary. Somebody said it's because most of the time we are giving pre-primary to teachers who are not tech savvy, not to the young teachers. So few of them are really out there. But the number which is here, we are still saying more can still, whoever wants to volunteer, keep volunteering, so that we want to set a platform, get students, because already students who have also shown interest are about 1,500 who have signed up, who wants to be taught. So we are also going to give you that. Some of the platforms that we are going to use, we have so many of them, but we are not going to push you to knowing all of them. As you can see, some of the platforms here, like this one, it looks so heavy. You can see there's part for homework. And again, let me just zoom again. So if I zoom, 300, okay, I think that is good enough. So you can see some of the tools, the home tools, activity tracker. You can give an assignment to student. You can look at the attendance of the learners, their behavior, the calendar, continuous professional development, so that you're also connected with teachers and more of topics, because we'll be sending in topics and videos and stuff and teaching. So all that we want to put you inside. What are some of the creative suit for those doing creative subjects? and then you can put your curriculum here. Then we have virtual. If you need to do a live class, we'll want to give you a space for you to do that. You want to set exams for your student, they'll be able to give them homework. And then lessons, you just create a whole lesson, maybe live video lessons, giving learning pathways. And even if you just want to do presentations, you'll be given time. With presentation is what I'm doing now. You may not be able to interact with me through video and audio, but you are now just getting me. It's like live session. So we'll want to see who are the students in your class and fellow staff, because the 100 students with teachers will be able to teach together. So you can see some of the things that we really wish to give in terms of look at the statistics, so that, and even the rewards, you are going to reward your students because of their good work. So we have a lot in space for you in terms of learning platforms, which are here. And great. So 12:30, keep asking questions, guys, because that is why we wanted to stop at that particular time. Christine says, I like this, very informative. Thank you so much, Christine. Just joined as anonymous. How can I join live? Someone has to let me in. No problem. This time round, we wanted you to join anonymously, but you have an option of writing your name as a guest. So it is you to choose whether you want to join anonymous or you want to join as a guest. Being the first time, we wanted you first of all to experience how to join. So we may not take the roll call today, but in our next session, we'll be taking the roll call. That was a question given by a colleague. So keep asking questions, and we want to answer most of your questions. We are saying we can do it. We tried getting people on Google Classroom. There are people who even started doing some Google Classroom. And you can see when teachers got in, they were just saying, I am here. I want to teach you about this. So I'm asking, is that really how you do it in a learning platform? We realized it was not going to be easy that way. So we said probably we need just to change that. Right. So we have so far changed. In terms of teaching, we have to take you through. We say we must really take you through this session, because I think, as I can show you just a little, I don't know whether there are classes here. We have classes. Wow. Maybe classes are not there. The session has expired, but you can see creating classes, or joining classes. We'll take you through all this together, and you learn a great thing. So in our next session, we'll be talking about blending online teaching with video, and that's what we want to see, whether you need to create a video, because we know video is very powerful for both teaching and learning, and video connects you to the students. So we want you to be very comfortable creating video. It makes a human connection to your student, especially the lower grades. They want to see their teacher. You know, the lower grades, even if the mother cannot teach them, the father cannot teach them. Even if you are a teacher, you cannot teach those lower grades. It is only their teacher. They only know, the only person who knows 1 + 1 = 2 is their teacher. You don't know it. And that's where the video is very important. How do we connect back to those learners? That's one thing we want to teach. So we'll teach you how to take videos. Do you do entire lesson, or do you break the video in chunks? Because there are people doing entire lesson. They are tempted to do 30 minutes or 40 minutes of video. Surely 40 minutes for the learner, I think that is usually, we recommend you doing it in chunks. And when you chunk it, it's very nice. It's very easy. And then we'll give you tips on how to create videos. And as if that is not enough, we will also share with you some other learning approaches like this. If you can see, this is also another kind of learning platform. And in this learning platform, you can imagine students will just be coming to your, maybe, let me see whether, so I need to sign in again, no problem. So continue asking questions. I think that password does not look. Oh, it went through. Okay, that's good. So if this is the home, like this is about us, about the school, now your school, and then we have courses, probably Kiswahili lesson. And the Kiswahili lesson, there is Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. This is some kind of a platform that we will also want you to see. How do you deal with it? Let me go to this Kiswahili Form 2. For example, let me just take you back so that you can be able to see amazing work that students can. So let's say I want to go to Form 2. So I get Form 2. And in Form 2, we have all these subjects. There's math, there's English, there's Kiswahili. I picked on math. So in Kiswahili, you'll find there are different topics. One of them is Kielezi. So the teachers who are asking me, how do I create a lesson? You can see even the way this sample lesson has been created. Now this Kielezi lesson, you can see it's very orderly. So student will just come and learn. Let me just go in as a student and switch my role to a student so that I get it as a student. So as a student, this is how I will look at it. I'll be looking at, I'm told, let me zoom it to probably how many, let me zoom it even further. So you can see as a student, I hope this is, it's zoomed enough. Let me zoom it even a bit, 1/3. So as a student, you'll find that you have this. So you see Kielezi. Generally, katika somo hili hakikisha kwamba unapitia kila mada ya somo hili, hatimaye yajibu maswali yaliyo baada ya kila mada. You see, that's the way the teacher has introduced the lesson. It is a lesson, but it's online. For example, the first part is maana ya kielezi. Vielezi ni nini? Then if I click on it, mtoto anataka kujua maana ya kielezi. You see, it opens. Maana ya kielezi, vielezi ni maneno yanayotoa habari zaidi kuhusu kitendo kilichofanyika. Pia vielezi hutoa habari zaidi kuhusu hali, vivumishi au. You see, that is how it is. And then there's even a video that I've put here. So students don't have to go to YouTube. Remember, it's YouTube. Maybe you can see. So a student goes through the video. After that, anaweza kurudi nyuma ama tambua vingine vya alafu. When you go back, there's, let's say, let's imagine majaribio here. Let them go to, let's see the quiz now. Coming to the quiz, it's being told tambua vielezi. Edward, your sound is still terrible. I don't know what you can do. Can you get out and join back? And I wanted you to close this session because we are almost there. So look at this. It's finishing. It's the quiz. Look at the kind of quiz. And look at this, the summary model. The summary model now here, we are not talking about using just technology for the sake of it. You are not using video to teach, but now you're even using video as a quiz. Tazama video hii, kisha utaje vielezi kwenye mazungumzo ya wanafunzi wanaohojiwa. You see that? So students will look at the video, and so you see that kind of thing. So at the end of the day, you are even giving, as a quiz, not by just, so you want to find out, have they understood vielezi? We are tracking learning. And as a teacher, one funny thing with teachers, you people, you are so capable. And that's one thing you are good at. So taking you to your waters. How do you teach? Online. Teaching full teaching online. And you look at this video, it's not a full video. It's just a chopped, a small part.
Yes.
Sometimes, yes? Or I'm not sharing. Edward? Edward, are you there? I'm getting you. Okay. Can you unmute yourself first, Edward? Because seemingly you are permanently muted. I think we are online. Very good. So we want to show you. Sometimes you go online to a YouTube. You go online to a YouTube. When will it be there? Benjamin Mutai, I'm really enjoying it. Which training are you talking about? We are already training, and you're saying when will it be? Who meets the cost of the data bundles during the session? It is about voluntary. If you can't manage it, kindly just leave us to try, because even as we're just doing this on voluntary, nobody is paying. They're just saying now that everybody is being called upon, the youth have been called upon to do something. What are the teachers doing during this particular time of the year? Let us volunteer and support each other. How can we as online teachers mark students' work as opposed to where students are sent assignment together with answers to do? Mark on assignment and submit assignment done. No, we will teach you all that. Charity from Ongata Rongai, yes, we'll teach you all that. It's very easy. Thanks, David. It's a good initiative to bring great educators on board. Days where the entrepreneurs have disregarded the teachers are over. Yes, the entrepreneurs are the ones now running the show. While the teacher is amekimbia amenyamaza nyumbani kwake, is inside the house. I tried joining using desktop Teams app, but in vain. So I'm on phone. Yes, it is possible you can join on phone. How long is the training going to take? I think we are just going to train on the job, just on online teaching. Is it free to use all the features in Microsoft Teams? Yes, it is free to use all the features in Microsoft Teams. And if you want to know that, Philip, you can always link with us and we'll make your Microsoft Teams free. Like now, you see what we're doing. We are able to talk to over 1,000 teachers online. But remember, the capacity of Teams is 1,500. No, 10,000, sorry. 10,000 teachers at the same time. So you see, it is possible. And you can see I can do video. I can also read your comments and your questions. I'm not able to view the stream via Microsoft Teams due to either network or I hope you'll share with us the recorded version. Yes, the recorded version we will share, Innocent, and I'll share the YouTube link. Christine, this is good platform for students to interact with content. Question: is it right to call them courses or lessons? Is it online? Can there be an offline version considering geographical challenges in our school? Yes, it is offline. The one we are showing you is offline. The one that's talking about courses and all that, we are going to change it to online and we are going to make it. Mutai, next training, we are sending out calls immediately. But we really, being the first one, we wanted to find out how many people can attend. And so far, we have seen over 1,500 people have attended, almost getting to 2,000. We'll want to find out. It is so encouraging, guys, what you people are doing. We are also encouraged that we have started something not bad. Let us teach one another. Kama unaona kila mtu ametusahau, everybody has forgotten the teacher. Everybody just thinking the student. But the teacher, if you forget the teacher, learning will not continue. Even those content, it's not about taking, like for example, you see the video we are having here. This video is not full video. You know, as a teacher, you can look at a video, you will see some parts are good, but others you don't want. So what do? You only want that small part. That's the one you want to use to the student. Maybe it's the same, that part is what is talking about the content. If you look at this video, which is online, you'll find it's a long video, but we had to chop it. So how do you chop it? We don't chop it just with downloading. And again, there are some teachers who are even downloading stuff from online, like they download a whole PDF and then again they upload it back to the online platform. That one is also not good. Can I use Google Classroom forever? Yes. Google Classroom is free, I think, for education, and definitely we can do it. Thanks for the introduction, David. Omweri says, hello, David. Thanks for the introduction. Is registration to MS Teams free for teachers and students besides bundles? Yes, it is free, and I think you have seen. You can download it for free. It is there for free. I think the only thing you may need is the technical aspect, which we are here to support you to have it. So far right now, all learning management platforms are free. Given the pandemic, all of them are free. You can try and learn something as we're talking. And we have just shown you some of the very relevant ones and some of the ones which can be a bit hard. So I think it's great talking, guys, and I think I will be getting David, Edward online also to have. Can I use Google Classroom for free? Yes, Google Classroom is just free. Classroom.google.whatever, and you do that. But it's always recommended you do it in such a way that you do it as a team. Because when you do it as a team, you are giving the student an easier time. But if you, as a teacher, you created one on your own, and then the learners you are going to send to invite the learners to your class. So you'll find the learner has got almost 1,000 classes. If the learner does 7 subjects, then the learner has to join, manually, physically joining other classes at the same time. That one becomes so tedious for the learner. But if we do it as a group, and then we only create one platform, and then we enroll our students from one section, then the students just get in, and they find all the subjects together. Just the same way you see I've shown you. For example, if the example we're having here, the student will just join in this IAN school. We're just calling it IAN school. It doesn't have anything very much. So, for example, in this school, the learner, if she's a Form 2, they just go to Form 2 or Form 1. Or so when they are in Form 2, you see, they're only logging in once. And when they get to Form 2, they get all the subjects here for them. They just, today I want to do maths. And in fact, in most cases, they get notification telling them what work is there. Probably if the teacher has given assignment or the teacher has given work, they'll get that. So it is important. How comes desktop version doesn't give option for the link you sent? Tried a million times. Oh, okay. We want to sort that. Kamau, and no, Kamaku, I think Felix. It's high time the country embraces online and remote teaching. Other countries are doing pretty good. Kenya has one of the best internet in the world and should be doing much. Yes, I think the only thing which was missing, Kamau, is the teacher. You know, the problem is we forget about the teacher. We only think about the learner, but the moment we forget about the teacher, we are forgetting everything. And that's why we have come up to help to work with the teacher. And TSC is very excited, and the Minister of Education have also bought it. So everybody is in support of this. And guys, I know with time, everything will work. At the moment, let us do it as volunteer. Let us come up, let us do a project, let them see that it can be done. Let us save our future generation, because that generation is very important. Thank you for the lesson. That is Michael saying, very informative, sir. Sorry, we couldn't hear Edward clearly. No problem. I was here to cover up for Edward because we already had planned the lesson. What software did you use to create the IAN classroom? Christine, don't worry. We have so many. We are the ones, we have so many tools. We have developers in-house who are developing. As I've shown you, there's one which has already been customized, like this one, that looks exactly like our way, the homework, the lessons, and you can see it has, how do I create a lesson? How do the school created, I can look at the school created lesson. But this one is even taking to international students, because this one is a platform we created for the international school. So you'll find most of the GCSE content is here for all the grades. But we now want to really create one for also our schools. And therefore, for example, if I click create a lesson, we'd want to know the subject, which subject is it? Is it in English? Is it French? All this geography, you can see history, all these subjects are here. So I'll just say I want to create maths. And you know, this is GCSE, this we're calling Key Stage 4 for the GCSE and those people who are doing the international curriculum. So is it the Key Stage 3, Key Stage 4? And we can add primary English, primary maths. We are adding so many other things as we are going to continue. So we have so many platforms and we are going to have you. Yes, Tumaini says most of the slides are not clear. Do something next time. Yes, we are going to add the font. Philip, good work. David, kindly resend the link for teachers register to be included in teaching students online. True, I will resend that, Philip. Thank you so much. Guys, we are heading towards the end. Edward was unable. I think network was a problem. As I said, again, I'm repeating, we will be able to give certificates of attendance to only those who have managed 80% of attendance. We are not talking about 100% because we know issues of the internet can be a problem. But we are sacrificing our time to be here, and we want to ensure everybody attends 100% because we are teaching you things which were not taught in college. No one, not even us, who are taught in college about online teaching. It is now required. It means the future should be about online teaching. So that when you go back to school, you can even continue working on that, building a foundation and ensuring you have a very good working learning management platform, learning management system in the school to be able to support the teaching of learners. So I think maybe on our side, we'll teach you how to place a camera in terms of video. So these ones are coming. I'm pushing very fast so just to wet you are even screen recording. How do you do screen recording so that you are able to get a video from the screen recording? Then we will take you through very many things and the different learning management system and how to create a channel in YouTube, because some people have a problem. How do I create a channel in the YouTube and how do I share that channel? Remember, when you're just sharing files from YouTube to student and then the student watches the file and then at the end of that video, then an advert comes or something like a very nice music. Now, the youth, they love musicians. And then, you know, at the end of the work you have given them, maybe the concept of chemistry or maths, they have finished listening to a very nice video on algebra. Then immediately they finish, then there are those pop-ups that come, the suggestion, and one of them comes to be like, that best music for the learner. If they click on that, wow, 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 wow. And you can imagine, everything you have been teaching them about algebra will be wrapped with that music they are now listening to. So for us not to do that, we'll teach you how to create all this in our next session. Yes. Somebody's asking when will be the next time. And then also, we also give you some other tools, very many tools. There are so many online tools. We'll give you so many links where to go, what to get. It's amazing, amazing tons of tools so that the teacher can also pick something and customize and add and do something with it. Thank you guys. And we are here to support you all through. We will support you. Weekly webinars, important, will be available. Remember, caring for ourselves and caring for our colleagues, this is what we cherish. For us, we cherish this so much. And then we are forming a community of educators to collaborate. We are going to share resources and share ideas. Thank you so much. Kristen says, great, I'm anxiously waiting for that other session for creating YouTube channels. Yes. What's the next class at the time? Asha from Machakos. We are sending all this. Thank you. I have managed through the desktop app. It is amazing. But we'll also share this video with you guys. Thank you so much for being there. We have always planned for it to be 1 hour. That is from 11:30 to 12:30. But again to 1, so that 30 minutes is for questions and answers. Today we are not expecting a lot of questions and answers because it is the first time. We are very sorry for those who didn't manage to get here. We will again package this shortly. Give us like 1 hour. It will be ready on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, and you will get it there, and you can watch the whole of it and work on it. And I think I'm happy to have you guys. Yeah, thank you so much. If you can now leave at your own pleasure, if you are leaving.